Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Izix. This week we're talking about post or pre-transition blues. Um, I have now been transitioning like almost 6 years. So, for me at this point, I've had top surgery. I've been on hormones for a while. Uh, I feel like I've gotten to the most part where I want to be in transition. There's still some things that haven't quite yet happened for me, and that creates transitional blues. So, one of the things I struggled with is my T levels are a little low, um, or they had been since top surgery because I was without hormones for a little bit because I had to be off of them. And then I tried to do sub Q for a while. Then I went back to IM. Here recently, I've gone back to sub Q um, because I don't think people talk about it enough. But, I think we psych ourselves out after a while on shots. Like, there's times that I feel like, oh, this shot's gonna hurt if I do it IM. I've always done my IM shots on my butt. It's just easier for me. I have never been able to inject into my thigh. That's always freaked me out. And the one time I tried, it hurt me when I just got the tip of the needle in. So I just don't do it. So here recently, I've noticed that I've psyched myself out. So I've been reverting back to sub Q shots. I just went for a lab, so I have an appointment tomorrow. I haven't figured out if those numbers are managing themselves, if they're staying in the levels that they need to be by going by sub-Q, but depending on the results tomorrow after I talk to my endo, we'll see if I stick to sub-Q, if I go back to IM. When I did sub-Q prior, I stopped doing sub-Q because my levels I felt like didn't go up, but at the same time, I was more overweight, heavier. I've been losing weight and I've dropped quite a bit now. So my levels have jumped up, which I think have helped with my mustache because my levels went up. My mustache, if y'all can see it, is really light. And considering that I'm as far as long as I am into transition and I have a full beard, but the mustache is lagging, has always bothered me. So that's something that bothers me in this point of my transition, just for being so far along and not having one. Usually guys get the mustache first and then the beard later, or they don't get the beard at all, but they have this full mustache. And I have this beard that I've been growing, and excuse it for looking unkept right now. I've worked crazy hours the past couple of days, but the mustache is something that has bothered me. So it's finally starting to come in some and finally starting to fill in. But I mean, it's close to 6 years into transition, so it's been a while. As far as my top surgery goes, now I went to one of the best surgeons for top surgery. I went to Dr. Doolin in Plano. Him and Raphael work at the same facility, and they're kind of pioneers in the whole way that they handle top surgery and the procedure that they do, and you don't have drains and this and that. But some of my buddies that went to them have what I consider better results than myself, because I had to have extended incisions and the lipo and all that. But one of the incisions on my side like dips down a little bit further down than the other side, and it created this weird fold when I like twist it. So I went back for a revision and had that fixed. 6 months after surgery, they covered that. But just having that scar down lower than the other side like was getting to me. And then my nipples and the aftercare, they had said to use Vaseline, and I felt like that suffocated my nipples at the beginning of the healing process, and they got really weird looking because they weren't healing. So I swapped over to Aquaphor after I got the okay from them to do that, and I was able to essentially save my nipples because I was worried that they weren't going to stick the way they were starting to look from the Vaseline. So once they healed and I got far along enough into the healing process, the pigmentation just looked really weird. And I decided to tattoo my chest and tattoo over some of the scarring. And over the nipples. So that's something that has just kind of like given me the blues into my transition. But at this point, I'm happy with the way I am and where it's at. Now I'm looking into bottom surgery, but that's probably going to be a little ways off because I'm still trying to drop some more weight and see what my options are once I get to the weight that I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to drop about another 40 pounds, so we'll see where that gets me. And that gets me to the point where I could use some of that excess skin or something along those lines for fallow. Or if I want to go back to my top surgeon and actually go to Raphael, they have a procedure called Centurion. There's not enough information about it online, so I'd have to reach out to them and get info on it. But that's something I'm looking into possibly doing within like the next year or so. I still haven't had my histo, and I think we tend to psych ourselves out and give ourselves the blues because we start to compare ourselves to other people when they're transitioning at the points that they're at. Like that I haven't had histo, I have a buddy who has had it. So it just makes me feel like I'm lagging at times. But I've been really focused in school and in work and trying to better myself and get myself fit, trying to be more healthy. So it's a long out process that you have to go through and just try to like build yourself up on your own, and not compare yourself to others because that is going to give you blues. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, guys, and we'll see you next time.